Grumblegut the Gentle. In the heart of the Whispering Pines, there lived an ogre known to the villagers as the Moss Hulk, towering and moss-covered. With eyes the colour of rain clouds and a deep, rumbling voice, he was rarely seen, but often feared. Children were told to stay away from the woods. Hunters blamed him for missing game. Superstitions twisted his image into that of a lurking menace. In truth, he was nothing like the stories. The ogre, who called himself Grumblegut, lived quietly in a hollowed-out hill beneath an ancient tree. He spent his days gathering berries, carving shapes into fallen wood, and arranging stones in little circles that resembled smiling faces. On occasion, he left gifts at the edge of the village, a bundle of wildflowers, a jar of honey he had taken from a hive with great effort and several stings, or crudely carved wooden figurines. Each was left gently, with care, but his intentions were never understood. Their fear grew. At a town meeting held in the dead of winter, it was decided that the creature had become a threat. Tales of his growing boldness, invented or exaggerated, fueled the urgency. A hunting party was formed. Armed with spears, swords, and torches, they set out into the woods to deal with what they believed to be a danger. On that same morning, Grumblegut noticed the sound of boots in the distance. He paused, then smiled. For weeks, he had hoped the humans would come to visit. He had seen their festivals from afar, watched them dance and laugh, their voices rising like birds into the sky. He had begun to believe that perhaps they had finally accepted him, that his gifts had spoken a language of friendship, that today was the day he would be welcomed. When the hunters arrived, they found him waiting. He stood still, arms wide in what they perceived as a challenge. His mouth moved, forming sounds they could not understand, deep, clumsy syllables, unfamiliar and strange. They heard only noise and assumed it was a roar. An arrow struck his shoulder. He flinched, but did not move. A spear followed, embedding into his thigh. Still, he stood. When he finally collapsed to his knees, blood seeping into the earth beneath him, the villagers encircled him with caution. No cry of pain came from his lips, no resistance. He simply looked around at the gathered faces, eyes filled not with hatred, but something harder to name, something quiet, something almost like wonder. He reached out, as if to embrace someone. A sword was driven through his side. The ogre fell. He died without violence, without retaliation, without anger. They left his body beneath the great tree, too fearful to bring it back, too proud to say what truly happened. They did not speak of how he never struck back, of how the only things found near his dwelling were carved toys, berries, and wildflowers, of how the face of the creature, in his final moments, looked more like a child's than a monster's.